What's up, folks? It's your boy Bob Hollywood back with another exciting review. Today's review is going to be of this Bandai SHFiguarts Triple H. It's in the WWE Superstar Series. This is not the first SFH Figuarts. I just call them Figuarts that I've owned, but I do believe this is the first one I've reviewed. I own like a Goku, and I own a different anime character from, I think, I don't remember. But yes, I own two anime characters. Well, all of them are anime characters. Goku and then two other anime characters. This would be the fourth one I own. The first one that is a human, that is a real person, and the first one that we were reviewing on this channel. So yeah, I bought this from a local fellow collector. There's a flea market that happens in my area during the summer every last Saturday of the month. Bought some stuff from this guy last year. He had this, and he had the Rock, which we'll do eventually, and I passed on both of them. I think he wanted it more that time than this time. This time I saw that he still had them, and the price was lower. I bought them. He also had a Stone Cold, but that sold last time, like, really quickly. And I remember seeing this for sale on the figure site that's geared towards wrestling. I cannot think of it right now, and they were dirt cheap. I just never bought them. But anyway, that's enough of my yammering. Let's look at his box. On the front of the box, you see the open plastic. We can see the King of Kings in there, and that's what's written on the box. We see the figure posed up. We see his name, Triple H, lots of things in Japanese, some legalese in English, made in China. On the bottom, we see that same picture of the figure and the name Triple H. On the left side of the packaging, we see the back of that figure a little bit in continuation of the front figure, as well as his name, Triple H. On the right, we see him. This time it does not say Triple H with that typical styling. It just says his name. He has a sledgehammer in it. It says SHFiguarts and WWE. The top, Triple H, SHFiguarts. And on the back, we see him in two different poses. We see him pedigreeing Stone Cold, and we see him doing his in-ring entrance pose. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of Japanese. Very little English on this back. But that's cool. There's a barcode there. Anyway, now it's enough of my yammering. Let's bust him out of his plastic prison. I'll be right back. Alrighty, he is out of his plastic prison. As you can see, he comes with quite a few accessories. He comes with 2 additional faceplates and 4 total additional hands. 2 for each hand, left and right. He comes with a sledgehammer, as we saw in the packaging. And that's 2 pieces of plastic. It looks like this wooden stick part is separate from the hammer, from the head, which is cool. I'm going to grab his fisted hand, and it just goes right in. I'm also going to grab this hand and wrap it around just to see, and he could hold it. It's obviously wobbly. We'll see when we attach it. Matter of fact, let's attach these 2 hands to see if that gripping hand can also be of use here, or if he has to use both fists for it. Or not fists, but... So yeah, it all depends on what you're looking for. He could use either hands. He just can't use these pure fist hands with the sledgehammer. I'm going to take his sledgehammer away from him. And again, this looks like one solid piece that was colored, that's gray, and then the wood is colored this beige. I'll put that off to the side. I'm going to stand him back in the back. He's got faceplates, three total faceplates. This one, he's looking off to the side as if he's plotting on someone that's laying next to him or standing next to him, maybe even thinking. This one, he looks grim. He has a little, no, it came off. He has a little speck on his cheek under his left eye, but it came off. They both look like Triple H. Is just This one looks way better. He's very stern. He's not smiling. He's not angry. He's just looking at you. This one does have a... he's plotting. And if you notice, whoops, the hair is very gold. It looks gold. Triple H has dark blonde hair, or had. He's bald now, but it really does look like him. And then this face, he's a screaming face. So again, the ring entrance. Maybe he's taunting. Maybe he just hit you with the pedigree. But you see how easy that was to come off. You take that off. There's an assortment of holes. There's 5 holes on the head. Turn around this face mask or faceplate. There were 5 holes there, and this is the A face. So maybe it's what he originally came with. And the previous owner, because the packaging was open, chose to display him with the screaming head. And the screaming head is C. The smirking head is B. It does not matter. You can change these heads as you will. They all fit just as easily, just the same. Or you can never change it. You could just keep him with this stern face. That's how he's going to go be with the other figures for the most part, is the stern face. He also, again, he has sets of hands. He has 4 total, or 6 total hands, 4 additional hands. This gripping hand here is for the water bottle. And I'm just going to use the one that's already on so you can see him holding it in proportion to his body. He holds it no problem. Hi, I'm Triple H. When I'm thirsty, I drink Dasani. There's no label or anything on the bottle. It just has a blue cap. And that blue cap reminds me of the redesign for Dasani. That's why I said Dasani. Unfortunately, Melodramatic Plastic does not have any sponsorships, so no one's paying me. No one's paying me at all. I'm just here because I love it. I love toys, and I like buying them, and this helps me justify those purchases slightly. And then the other hands are, for the sledgehammer, there's an open fist, and then just regular fist. So I believe we've gone over all of his accessories. Let's take a gander at Paul Levesque, aka Triple H. We've got the hair, again, has a really gold sheen on it. It's gold. It's not blonde. It doesn't look bad, but it's definitely got a sheen to it that is not what you would find with like a Marvel Legends or something, unless they were going for that gold. I'm trying to think of like Thor, who Triple H kind of reminds me of. If there was a Marvel Legends Thor, a Chris Hemsworth Thor, it would not have this sheen. It would maybe be this color, but it wouldn't have this sheen. But yeah, this is the Triple H black trunks. He's got that same logo that's on the packaging. I don't know what that actually means. Again, I'm a fan of Triple H for years. I love his music. I think he's one of the best to ever lace up a pair of boots. But I don't know what that symbol means. Other than that, he's in really basic gear as Triple H is. He doesn't wear anything fancy. I think he had like a what is this called? I can't think of that right now, but I think he had an injury with that, and he was wearing the biker shorts for like a month or something. But other than that, he's just always been basic. He might change the color of his trunks. He's more purple and white. But yeah, basic. Black. The only thing breaking it up is the white on his wrist tape that's covering his fist on this right hand, and then it's just on his wrist on his left hand, and then the white on those trunks, that symbol. But other than that, he's all black. Black knee pads, black boots, black elbow pads. Really basic. Really basic. You see people nowadays with like kick pads and or tights, long tights, and those things have always existed. But that's not Triple H, and there's nothing wrong with having or not having those things. I have a little blemish here on his shoulder. But yeah, he looks good, man. I think that looks like Triple H. I think that is Triple H's face. My only gripe, and it's not a gripe for the figure, it's just me as a collector, SHFiguarts figures are going to be closer to your true 6-inch scale than, say, WWE Elites by Mattel. Those are 7-inch figures. We'll get the size comparisons. Obviously, there is a WWE Elite in the review crew, and that even though that wrestler, I don't know, they might be like the same height, but he's going to tower over this Triple H, which is fine. This is cool. I'm glad to have a Triple H figure. The paint is good everywhere. Again, it's just black. It's really hard to mess up. So let's focus on that design on his crotch. Groin injury. But let's look at that crotch, and that looks to be on there cleanly. It's clean. His wrist tape, clean. Let's see if I can get this focus. Yeah, he looks good. Let's go over his articulation, man. His head's going to rotate 360. And you saw how, see it's on that ball peg there. And that neck would also rotate probably separately. Butterfly shoulders, which allows him to make himself look larger. Arms in T-pose, that much. Rotation at the shoulder, completely. It does take some finagling to get it to where you want it, because again, everything, not everything, but it moves pretty independently. No bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows. They do give you better than 90, but he can't reach his shoulders. And his wrists rotate, and he has horizontal and vertical hinges. And these hands that are for the water bottles have movable fingers. Torso goes forward that much, back that much, tilt to the side. He can rotate at the waist there, not 360 on either the top or the bottom of the torso, but he moves, kicks forward that far. It's pretty good. Kicks back that much. And you could probably take his leg off there. He does have drop down hips. Let's see off to the side. And again, that's because of those drop down hips. Double jointed knee. Can't kick his own butt. Boot cut, nope. But he does have rotation at the ankle as well as a rocker. So those are two separate pieces of articulation. And he has a toe articulation. That's it for that man's articulation. Let's get his height. Just trying to put them together. As for his height, he's going to be looks like he's just at 6 inches. 6 inches. So let's bring in Titus O'Neil, who is a WWE figure, but obviously not from SHF. SHF, I did say that correctly. I believe in real life they're both 6'4". And as you can see, Titus is easily at least a head taller than Triple H. Robot's taller. It's fine. I'm just pointing out the differences between wrestling lines. And it's cool to see. It's cool to see WWE. And there he is next to Winston, Zed Moore, who I believe is the shortest member of the review crew. And there he is next to John Jones, who I believe is also 6'4", but even John Jones is taller. And then there is Black Panther. And Lucio. He's in the middle. Just barely taller than Lucio, just barely shorter than Black Panther. And as you can see when I was talking about that gold, man, that's Those match almost. Not really, but really. And then we got Andra and Vixen. That's Andra. That's Vixen. Shorter than both, but only barely. And again, most figures are shorter still than those two as well. So I don't want to single him out for being a shorty. And there is Lando. And there is Devin. And he is actually taller than both of them. It's hard to tell, but it looks like he's taller than both of them, where at least their heads, not including hair. Hair, the edge goes to Devin. Anyway, folks, you may have noticed that with this month, I'm not necessarily putting things out in the order that they were before. It would be Mondays, a male figure, Wednesdays, a female figure, Thursdays, a retro figure. It's harder to get my hands on women and retro figures, so I don't want to hold myself to that because it's like running around with a chicken with its head cut off trying to find that, trying to secure those things. So rather, as you've seen the upcoming photo for this month of July, just like I did for June, June was normal, or June was the way I had been doing it. Going forward, it's just going to be what it's going to be. There might be more male figures. There might not be any female figures. There might be, you know what I mean? It's not always going to be a retro review every Thursday. And it's just is what it is. I got to do what's best for me and my collecting pockets. Yeah. And I'm sure you understand because you're a collector and you know how it is. You can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, you'll get what you need. And what I need for you is to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new here, and write down a comment. Who is your favorite wrestler? Were you a fan of wrestling back then? Did you like WWE or WWF rather, or WCW? What about now? Are you a WWE fan or TNA fan or I would say ROH? But yeah, just let me know. Holla at your boy. Action figures speak louder than words.